Integrity.
You going there already?
I'm going there already. Oh, well, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but just being able to communicate with everyone here, the importance of practicing what you preach, and being grateful to have open conversations with staff, be able to have open conversations with patients about their pain and their suffering, and really be upfront with managing expectations for people who have been suffering for a long time. So integrity this week really hit home on a lot of levels. So I'm grateful for the exercise that we do with saying what we're grateful for and mentioning our core values of integrity and just owning it. So yeah, grateful for that day.
I'm grateful for just being alive and seeing patients with like such severe pain. Like today we had a patient that was in a lot of pain. Like I'm grateful I don't have to suffer like they do, but I feel the pain and I feel like happy that we can be able to help them, but I also feel happy that I don't have to deal with that. So that's what I'm grateful for.
Forever grateful for this continued opportunity to be able to help people the way that we help people here, because we treat people with chronic pain, and that is so many people that suffer with chronic pain, but they are often led down a path that doesn't really help them very much. And I've only been here a short while, but I've seen quite a few patients get out of their chronic pain to a point where they're able to experience their activities of daily life and have joy in that, as opposed to fear, suffering, pain. So that's a really great experience so far for me, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
I'll always be grateful for this internship because I'm always learning something new, and I'm grateful for the patients also because before like Dr. Joe, Dr. Chris comes in the room, like they always ask me questions and they always say like, oh, you're in a good place. Like it's a great field to get into, so it's just reassuring that I'm going down the right path for what I want to do with my career.
I'm grateful for the fact that we encourage authenticity here. You know, like feel what you're feeling, whether it's physical pain, even emotional pain, mental pain that people have, our patients, our staff, because it's so important, because it's so easy in this society not to, and to stuff. So I think it's intrinsic to our healing process. So I'm really grateful for that. It's like may not be stated overtly in our core values, but it's a piece of it, and thank you. And thanks to everybody for being so supportive.
Similarly, I am, my thought was connections. I'm grateful for that not only the connections that we have here, where we literally share our personal life on a very deep level and help each other, but also connections with patients. I just had a phone call with someone in a lot of pain, and you can just feel that human connection that we have. And I've been in other offices, and it's not even encouraged in a lot of medical offices. It's actually discouraged.
Oh, yeah.
So here, I'm, it's a really good spot for me, just being able to have that, all of these additional connections that have improved my own life tremendously. And I think because of that, I am better able to function and really connect on a deeper level than I've been able to do previously. So I'm happy about that. And that's my grateful thought for this morning.
Thank you. I'm grateful for all of you. It's been, Nina came on 6 weeks ago. Dr. Jeff is going to be coming on in a month. As we're shuffling staff around, looking for a new case manager, new clinical assistant, things can be a little bit hectic, and I'm really appreciative that all of you are staying in the arena with me. Dr. Nina, you and I had a difficult conversation this week, and you stayed with me. You didn't run or flee. I didn't run or flee. So it's just helpful to know that you're willing to do the hard work about working these things out. And Pamela and Jan, you've been owning all of the front desk stuff, so I really am grateful for all of that. Joe, you've been helping with Dr. Nina and where we're going and helping with some of our systems and talking with our team members. That's been wonderful. And Tracy, you've been helping us train Dr. Nina. Sarah helping with the files. Everybody is here and present, and I couldn't ask for anything more, so I'm very grateful for all of you for that. So thank you. And then we'll read our vision, mission, values, and then we'll go around. Joe got a head start, but Joe can find something else to chime off
Yeah,
with.
I'll chime off with something else.
Barefoot Rehab's vision. Barefoot Rehabilitation Clinic is the tri-state area's most trusted and premier musculoskeletal pain clinic. Dr. Chris, Dr. Nina, Dr. Joe, and Dr. Jeff are 4 of New Jersey's top doctors. Our mission is to disrupt the paradigm and bring adhesion to mainstream healthcare. Our goal is to serve 345 patients per week by January 1st, 2020. Our core values. We believe in everyone and everything all of the time. We think it's okay to generously spread love. We express integrity through our words, actions, and being. We are weird, we have fun, and you should too. We come from Mother Nature and bow to her principles. We take responsibility for our world. We choose freedom to make dreams come true. We create happiness, and we pursue excellence as we make our bed. So where in the past week have you seen one of these core values, either in yourself or somebody else, whether it was a patient or staff member, that it was acted out and that we're becoming who we say we are?
Sometimes it's not good to just always be like straightforward and like worry about things. Like sometimes it's good to let go and be silly and be like a child again and enjoy those moments. So like even if it's like when we're treating a patient, like we try to be silly, and that actually mix everything. Like the pain, let them forget about the pain, let them enjoy our company, be silly. And same with my personal life. Like sometimes school or like family problems, like sometimes you just need to be silly, and sometimes you just need to let every worry go and just enjoy and have fun. And yeah,
I had a consult this week, and the lady was in a lot of pain. She's afraid that it's impacting her job, and she's young. She's 36 years old, and during the consult for a couple minutes, I just looked her in the eyes, and just let her talk. And she started crying. She started hysterically crying because I felt that this was the first time that somebody listened to her and gave her that space to talk and not cut her off because her time slot ended. And then even when we did perform the exam on her, it was a very similar situation where talking to her and letting her articulate how she's feeling and ask any questions. And I kept pushing her to ask questions, because when someone has been dealing with something for so long and they've just kind of been pushed through doctor after doctor after doctor, you tend to lose your voice. And I kept encouraging her to ask questions, and she ended up asking a lot of questions, and some really good questions. And at the end of the exam, I felt the urge to give her a hug, and I gave her a hug, and she just I felt her body just like melt a little bit, and she was letting go of a lot of that angst. She's obviously still in a lot of pain, but just spreading that love and being there for patients was something this week that really impacted me.
Spreading love generously and taking responsibility. So there was a patient consult that actually was today with Dr. Chris and a patient, and that patient was clearly suffering, but not just suffering physically, suffering in many other ways. but Dr. Chris took responsibility for that patient's pain and was able to, through the integrity that we have here in this office and the way that we treat patients, was able to then generously spread love, you know, towards that patient. And whether or not he'll be able to receive it, you know, through treatment here and coming here, I hope that he does, because I think he really needs it. And it's similar to like Joe's patient, where you feel like nobody has listened to you for a long time and you're just suffering. And I felt that from this patient who is very young. So it was heartbreaking to see the amount of turmoil that he was in, honestly. But Chris gave him a lot of love and showed him so much, you know, respect for his pain and for his suffering. And that's where we are taking that responsibility, you know, and showing that integrity, that we are taking responsibility for that patient's care, regardless of if it's just physical or otherwise, or how it affects them. And that really resonated with me today.
Just simply today, I've had a couple of opportunities just dealing with the case manager stuff and people with treatment. And something as simple as I was able to say, we have a written copy of our billing practices, so everything is completely transparent. That is huge. We hold ourselves to that standard with everything, but just the fact that we do it on every level. So that was one instance. Another patient that I had booked yesterday who has a really big, serious problem had called with additional questions, and I was able to tell him again, you know, we have a refund policy with our cases. And so one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to get better or you're going to be discharged with a prorated refund. So that's kind of huge when what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? And that's integrity offering. You know, we have that straight up. We tell them that right away. And then there are other integrity things with just that I see around me with each of you, which is, that's just what resonates today.
For me, it was the pursuit of excellence. Like today with Dr. Joe, like with the one patient, he asked me to step out in order to give the patient more privacy, and though I was like, man, wanted to hear the diagnosis, but I thought that was a great pursuit of excellence because he knew that the patient needed a little more, like, not another stranger in the room, and I thought that was very important because he's putting his patients first, and yeah, I think that's really important.
Joe posted something in our Slack about a new law. I guess it's a law or bill or provision about being very transparent, that mandates that you're transparent about your billing policies and that you check with insurance companies, and and we're already doing that, which I'm really happy about, so I don't see any inconsistency there. But it was really great to see that, you know, we've already done that, and that Pamela also goes to great lengths, and then I reiterate that with patients, you know, when they become a new patient. So I feel really, you know, proud of that. So
We take responsibility for our world. We're doing these new marketing things, and the guy has a new application for us to manage leads. And at first I was like, oh, I need to be doing all these things. I was like, wait a second, I'm just gonna have Pamela do it all herself with zero help from me, and she just took responsibility for it and learned it and downloaded on her phone and said that's awesome.
It is awesome. Awesome.
And I just appreciate that you just like went with it, and you're like, okay, this is my role right now, and I'm going forward with it. And it's the type of trust that allows me to continue to have trust in you and to know that we can keep moving and I can keep focusing on the things I need to focus on. And Jan, you've done similar things with the different Verizon and the stuff logistically managing the office, but everybody here has been, so that responsibility is huge. So I really appreciate it. And the only other thing I want to mention is, and it sounds like this is all happening, a bunch of people mentioned that it's okay to generously spread love, which I really appreciate. And we had a 19-year-old kid come in here with chronic low back pain for 2 years. He's already been to his primary medical doctor, been to physical therapy, been to massage. And the other part of it that Dr. Nina didn't share was that he's tried to commit suicide many times. And so I had met him through one of my spiritual communities, and he had said that the community that we had established was one of the only times that he felt like he connected with the people who were there. And so I was happy to hear Dr. Nina share that conversation between him and I, but I view every person coming in here as an opportunity for us to connect with them, because we have no idea what's going on with them, and we have no idea who is actually in their corner or not. Like, they might be completely alone as far as we know. And if they walk through these doors, we have an opportunity to touch them and allow them to feel heard and safe and connected and loved. And it seemed to me like he felt like this was a place where he can let his guard down and open up his heart so that we're all in the same corner together. And so I really appreciate that there were a bunch of observations around how we can love our patients and to not shortchange the amount of impact that just looking at someone's eyes can make for their ability to feel safe, connected, heard, and loved. So I'm very grateful for all of you for helping to create that space.
We said goodbye to a patient yesterday, and I was really sad on a personal level because she finished treatment, and I was sad about it. I was really sad. And then I missed a patient yesterday that I really wanted to talk to about audiobooks he recommended. And I'm like, he left, and I'm like, darn, he's gone. And I didn't talk to him, but that's the kind of, you really develop that love for them. And I know they have to feel that. So.
Thank you all for this. I wanted to, as we continue to grow, and especially we're going to have 4 doctors soon, I really want to share. Yeah, so Jeff is going to get us the contract.
Who's Jeff? Tell.
You met Jeff.
I met Jeff.
We were going to hire Jeff before Joe.
Oh. The one from Princeton, or
the one from further south, yeah. But okay. He's going to come on in a month. He's going to be a lower extremity specialist, which makes my life easier because now Dr. Nicholas, when he graduates in November, he's been practicing low back, so then he'll be low back, and then we'll have the full body covered. So, but as we continue to have the whole team, I'm working on a case manager. My brother might be coming as a case manager. I'm going to put the job posting some other places. So I'm working on it, and then Pam will be admin. But I think it's important that if our vision is that we're the premier pain clinic in New Jersey, so we can be what typical healthcare clinics are, or we can show people what our culture is, and we can be an agent for change. And so I appreciated that Super Cleary is here, because we can share people like, this is what our culture's like. And if you don't want to be hugged, that's okay. Don't come into this office. But if you want to be loved and hugged, and know that this is what our culture's like, and to further emphasize that is really important. So I want to continue to I don't want Barefoot Rehab to be about Chris's face on Instagram. I want it to be about all of us. And so the more that you guys have things to say and that want to advocate for what we're doing, I would love for him to record videos of all of you guys saying whatever you think patients need to hear.
I have a question about what you just said.
Go ahead.
In the interest of being authentic, and you said if someone doesn't want to be hugged, they just shouldn't come into our office. Is there any way that somebody could not want to be hugged, and that we could respect that space,
of course,
and have them still come and be a part of our culture?
My only point in saying that is, it feels like the ideal person for us is going to be okay with hugged. Yeah. There have been patients we've had who said, can you not hug me please? And I'm like, yep, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Usually they haven't stuck around, which I find interesting.
Well, it's okay.
And it is okay. But I want us to focus on who we can best serve, and then deliver to those people who really want our care and everything that we stand for. But yeah, if someone wants our care and they don't want to be hugged, that's okay for them to say, no, please don't hug me. Yeah. And we'll still love them anyway.
Good.
Good.
I got a good deal on the steak,
I said
guys.
to her, a real steak? She said, yeah, I got a good deal on it.
Yeah, I told the guy, I'm like, he said $12.99. I said, don't you have anything you're throwing out? And he said, what's it for? And so when I told him, he's like, I'll give it to you for $5.
Oh,
So it was really nice.
That is
steak
And
is beautiful too.
I promised him I would let him see the recording of the video of it. So.
You can see me pouring glue right on the steak on Instagram.
It's a nice steak too. It came right out of the case.
Nice
I know.
I was like, $5. Can you lie to him again and give me a $5 steak?
Yeah.
Because that steak was beautiful.